Andrew from D.C., wondering if you saw this. Cuomo says the state will partner with the Gates Foundation to convene experts and a normal blueprint to reimagine education and new normal.
Yep.
In fact, yes, I did see. I already tweeted out again about it. And people, this went down the wormhole. The people don't remember this. I want you to, if you're at home, Google Rand report on Gates education reform.
Mm-hmm.
Second story, June 29th, 2018, is a recap of the report. The first one is the actual report, I think.
This is really infuriating.
Bill Gates spent hundreds of millions of dollars to improve teaching. New report says it was a bust. This is a report that they commissioned, that the Gates Foundation commissioned. It concludes that a $575 million project, and I think it was actually like closer to $700 million, and it spurred all sorts of spending that followed in its wake. That used student test scores to evaluate teachers failed to achieve its goals of improving student achievement, as in it didn't work.
This is horrifying.
The bottom line is that, like, what they basically found in the report, the Rand report they commissioned, was that we should have just listened to educators.
Well, what's horrifying about this is the charter school fight, the teacher testing fight, all of these fights, they all lost, like tremendously so. Like the public opinion, not just on the Democratic side, is very much in favor of supporting our teachers. It's not a pro-charter movement anymore. But
I just interviewed Diane Ravitch about her book on this.
Yes.
But go ahead.
Yes. But then you've got Andrew Cuomo, who, if you guys may recall, the IDC, this little like gang of 8 Democrats that were caucusing with Republicans. So they were funded by, of course, the real estate industry because it's New York, but also the charter movement. And
Ken Langone.
Yes, Ken Langone, founder of Home Depot. Don't use Home Depot. I'm yelling that at my dad, who I keep yelling at for going there. But he also, if you may recall, he worked with Roger Stone in investigating former Governor Eliot Spitzer. So really dirty guy. But the charter school movement, the guy who is the head of the charter school, I forgot his name suddenly, but he's a big racist, has said a lot of racist things. The NAACP came out and said, we no longer we are against charter schools, essentially. We're putting a moratorium on supporting folks who support charter schools, which is huge because they targeted Black and brown communities with propaganda. But Andrew Cuomo has gone to war, as Diane Ravitch knows too well, against teachers' unions. And the Senate is now controlled by Democrats. And, there's some question about what's happening there too. Like there's a few holdouts, even though they're not caucusing with Republicans. This has always been the big fight in New York. And, never let a crisis go to waste. This is their way of coming back in and saying, we're not done yet.